Let's go do that right now. We're in Winchester Bay up at the lighthouse. There's the lighthouse in my side mirror right there if you want to look at it. Or find a video. I got 20 lighthouse videos on my channel somewhere. Let's go to Reedsport, Oregon. I gotta get some gasoline at those fabulous Oregon coast high gas prices. Yep. The government just keeps all their promises. By July, I will have all gas prices below $2.50 a gallon. By the 4th of July is what we were told. Well, I'm paying $4.19 today for gas. If you use a credit card, you pay a dime extra, $4.29. It doesn't bother me, I just drive less. I've lived a very interesting life in my life. When the prices go up, I just don't use the product. Or I lower the price by using the product 20% less. Last year, driving around, I probably drove like close to 20,000 miles. When gas was like $3.25 a gallon. This year, I'm gonna drive 10,000 miles, half as much. Look at that. I'm gonna drive 50% less in 2025. I've already started. So I'm actually saving, when the gas price went up, I saved more money this year than I did last year. There's the United States Coast Guard out there in the Umpqua River, see it? Guys, zoom in a little. There they are, right out there. By the Crabbin Dock. So when I talk about these things on this channel, it doesn't mean that I'm upset or angry, and it doesn't mean that it's affecting me. I'm just telling you what's happening in the area to the economy. It's not affecting me personally, no. I just go home and twiddle my thumbs together. I won't spend the money. Not twiddle, twirl. Twirl your, that's the old saying. Or what are you doing? Twirling your thumbs together? When you put your hands together and twirl your thumbs around each other? It's not twiddle, it's twirl. I don't want any misinformation on this channel. Look at the sailboats down there. Look at those two kayaks. Look at that person in the bushes. That's a nice setup. A truck camper pulling a trailer. A lot of guys come out here in truck campers to pull their fishing boat out here, and then they sleep in the truck camper for a week and keep the boat in the harbor and the trailer down on the road down there, and just camp out of the truck camper for a week. Look at that. A big, huge A-frame pulling a big, huge boat. But they were about average size for around here. The boat was about average, middle of the range. Winchester Bay. Y'all come back now. You hear? Oh my gosh, look at that old, look at that thing. That was a super old 1950s classic, completely refurbished Airstream. It might have even been a 1948, one of those ones before the Airstream. And they had put like 50 grand into that and made it mint condition. That thing looks really cool. You don't see a lot of them, like hardly any. If that thing looks real nice on the inside, it might actually be worth 100 grand. If you did, you know, made it all hardwood and everything like it was back in 1950. I put a video on my channel. I found a 1951 nickel yesterday in my change at the grocery store. So it's 74 years old. Next year, the nickel will be 75-year-old nickel. Now, it's not worth any money. It's only worth like 7 or 8 cents. I just like it because, you know, it's 11 years older than me. So it's kind of cool to keep, you know, just put in a jar and keep those old coins just to look at them once in a while. Nostalgia, you know. That's what I do to get my thrills and jollies on a Saturday night. As an old man, I say, woman, that's my wife, woman, bring me my old coin jar. It's Saturday night and we're gonna let the good times roll. Dump them out and say, all right. I got me a 1962 dime. What do you got over there? Well, I got a 1958 quarter. Of course, I don't have any of those because that would be silver. 75% silver, I think. Anything 63 and older. There's an old truck you want, and an old Volkswagen right behind it you want. And there goes the gas truck for the $100,000 truck that you own now. The gas tanker literally has to follow you around to keep your truck going. Oh yeah. I remember going to the gas station once. I was like barely 18 years old, and it was Saturday night. And my dad said, go down and fill up the tank on your car. I said, all right. Went down, the guy says, we're out of gas. First time, you're out of gas, what do you mean? It was in 1980 or 81 maybe. He said, yeah, we're out of gas. We ran out this morning. People have been yelling and screaming all day. I said, well, when are you going to get gas? He said, well, the truck should be here around noon on Monday. I said, well, I'm almost out of gas. I need gas. He looked at me and says, well, that's not my problem, is it? He said, maybe if you plan a little better. And I started laughing. He was a guy older than my dad who owned a little, like, Zip Mart gas station or whatever. He said, you can always drive down into town 12 miles to the so-and-so station. They're going to be open. Now, he wasn't being rude. That's just how people talk back then. I said, all right, I guess that's what I'll do. Came back like 4 hours later. My dad says, now this was before you had cell phones. You had to find a dime, or I think it was 15 cents, a dime and a nickel. Everybody got used to a dime phone, and then now you needed a nickel with that dime. You got the dime, you couldn't find a nickel. You had to make a 15-cent phone call. So my dad says, where the hell were you? I sent you downtown to get gas and come back in a few minutes. I said I had to go all the way downtown, like 11 miles to get gas. He said, okay, that would have only taken about a half hour. Or, I mean, like 45 minutes, drive down and come back. I said, well, then I saw someone I knew. And then we went out to lunch. My dad just slapped his hands against his knee like, he goes, I'll be damned. He said, can't get S-H-I-T out of you. Can't get shit out of you, can I? I said, the good news is, if you stop yelling at me, I got you gas. I mean, I got the gas. He said, well, I don't need it now. The daylight's all gone. It's time to get dinner and go to bed. And I really loved my dad. I said, now I knew you'd be like this, so I got you a hamburger, french fries, and a strawberry shake. And that's when he stopped yelling at me. He goes, you did. Back then you could get all that for like $2.49. And I was working full time, you know. I said, yep, got you a big double cheeseburger. I said, Mom doesn't make double cheeseburgers. She only makes single. You don't get a double at the house. I got you big fries and an extra large strawberry shake. My dad smiled. He says, well, put it on the table. I'll eat it. He said, it's probably going to make your mother angry because she's probably got some dinner going. And I started laughing. He goes, I guess I'll forgive you this time. I said, I thought that would, get you to stop being angry. Yep, the good old days. Not today. I gotta go pay $4.20 for gas. back. I made a Dollar Tree run. I'll make a video when I bought a Dollar Tree. To show you that you should be shopping at Dollar Tree. Most definitely. That's where I went, Reedsport, Oregon. How you doing? Head back to Florence.
What?
Head back home to Florence. I was saying hi to that policeman back there. Reedsport and Florence are neighbors, basically. Even though they're 20 miles apart, they're like sister cities. Kissing cousins, as you would. Well, I wouldn't go that far. So I'm going to make a separate video about my Dollar Tree run. I just spent $50 in Dollar Tree. And if I'd have went to anywhere else, that would have cost me $150 to $200 at a regular store. Oh yeah. Well, I forgot to get gas. I guess I'll stop and get it up in Florence. So look at my money playlist. In the next couple days, I'll have a Dollar Tree run video on there and show just a few of the things you can still buy at Dollar Tree and save like 75% off big box store prices on certain items. And I'll tell you what those certain items are.